Anyway, in an exclusive interview with CNBC, French Finance Minister Christine Lagarde says that Europe needs better fiscal consolidation before it can issue joint euro bonds. Stéphane spoke to Christine Lagarde. He's in Paris now for us. Stéphane, interesting that, in fact, he's in Madrid. He's not in Paris, but he was speaking to her in France. Let's talk about what she thinks then about euro bonds, Stéphane. I thought that the French had previously said positive things on this subject. So what is the French line now?
The French line is that France is, like Germany, opposed to the emission of Eurobonds for the time being. But it's not a definitive no, because Christine Lagarde, in this exclusive interview, said that it could be a solution, but only on the long term. She also gave her opinion on a couple of other issues in Europe that could help France, but other countries, to go out of the crisis.
The Eurozone debt taken as a whole, and the Eurozone deficit taken as a whole, because everybody regards us as a region. Fine, we have a common currency, let's look at our common numbers. Well, our debt and deficit are lower compared with that of the United States, compared with that of Japan. Now, if you look, you sort of focus now within the zone, there are countries that perform a lot better. And what we need to do is to reinforce the stability of the zone itself, so that investors, when they look at euro sovereign debt, feel confident that not only do we have a common currency, but we have an integrated economic policy which is capable of delivering results.
But why then you're not supporting the creation of Eurobonds?
If you do that, you put once again the cart before the horses. When the euro was organized 10 years ago, it was a fantastic move, but it should have been consolidated earlier on with common foundations. Better fiscal consolidation on a eurozone basis, better integration of our economic policies, a preventive arm to our joint economic policy, in addition to the corrective arm that was encapsulated, if you wish, in the Stability and Growth Pact. Now we need to fix that. We need to really organize the foundations, that economic integration that we want. The fact that we look in anticipation rather than in reaction to the failure or the defects or the gaps between us. The fact that we have a stronger discipline, the fact that we have effective sanctions. If you start putting in place Eurobonds, what you do in effect is you dilute the strength, the solidity of some of the members without having integrated and consolidated fiscally and economically. I think we need to do that first. Then we can think about the Eurobonds.
So not on the short term, but you believe that it could be a solution on the long term?
If we have consolidated the foundations.
Let's talk about the banking sector. Do you feel that the new stress test will be more credible than the last one?
The next European stress tests have to be more credible. They have to be better communicated. And that is also part of the picture, because if we want to restore confidence and build our stability, we need to be safe and secure with our banking system and with our banks. So we have to go through testing, just like in the United States, for instance, as will happen in the course of 2011, and our tests have to be credible and well communicated.
How and when do you think they will be conducted? You recently mentioned before the summer?
Yeah, I hope it can be completed before the end of the semester, the first semester.
And Christine Lagarde also told me that the AAA rating from France was not at risk. She also confirmed that the reduction of deficit remains the top priority for the French government, and that additional austerity measures would be put in place if needed to reach these targets. And also this interview takes place as Nicolas Sarkozy, the French president, is going to unveil today the program of the G8, G20 French presidency, with a big focus, we know that already, on the reform of the monetary system. So that will be announced a bit later, around 11 o'clock Central European